Hi guys, and welcome back to Victori's Creations. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you stick around and enjoy the tutorial. It's that time of the month again where we are getting ready to do a wreath. It's our wreath of the month. Now I was going to do a Mother's Day and then a Father's Day wreath, and then I decided I kind of wanted to do a spring wreath just because I like spring and I like the colors to go along with it. So that is what we're going to do today. Our wreath for the month is going to be our spring wreath. And then for next month, it's going to be kind of springy. The wreath is going to be springy, but it's not going to be a wreath per se. It's going to be more of a centerpiece, and I've kind of got an idea in my head, but we know how those ideas come out. Sometimes they turn out really good, sometimes I have to do a little improvising, and that's okay. If you're ready to get started, join me at my crafting table and I'll walk you through everything that you're going to need for this tutorial and to make your very own wreath, and then we'll get started. For today's project, you're going to need 14-inch wreath frame from Dollar Tree, Deco mesh. I'm using 4 different colors and I bought them from Dollar Tree. Chenille stems. I'm using 4 different colors to match the Deco mesh. Scissors. Self-healing mat. A ruler can be used in place of a self-healing mat. I just find the mat is easier to measure on. Now that we have all of our products, let's get crafting. Step 1, prep your material. To get started, we're going to prep our material, starting with our chenille stems. To prep your chenille stems, you're just going to cut them in 4-inch lengths. We're working with 8 full-length chenille stems cut into 3s. Ended at the 4-inch. And then cut. This gives us 24 chenille stems per color. When you're cutting them, make sure that before you bend them, they're all even, or as even as you can get them. Repeat this process for all of the colors. Because we are using the green on 2 sides, you will double up on the green colors. Now that the chenille stems are cut, I separated each set of chenille stems in with the color for them, evening out the greens. There should be, when you have them all cut, there should be 24 small pieces for each color that you're using. Now we just need to prep the Deco mesh. Just slide the colors that you're not using out of the way. And the reason why you pre-cut the desired amount is so that you know exactly when you run out of your chenille stems, you know you're done. You want to start off with giving yourself about 1 inch or 2 of a tail. And you're just going to wrap your Deco mesh, your chenille stem around your tail. Give it a couple good twists. Make sure, because as you're wrapping this, it's going to kind of puff, because we're using the puff, so it's going to puff like this. So make sure that the direction that your finished ends are facing is the direction that your chenille stems are going. Starting with the 12-inch mark, I'm going to measure out 6 inches. The 6 inches would end at the 18-inch. So I would gather at the 18-inch. Put your chenille stem. Give it a couple good twists. And you're going to repeat the same process. Pinch it together and twist. Pinch it together and twist. Repeat this process until you have used up all of your chenille stems. Step 2. Add Deco mesh to the wreath form. To begin with our Deco mesh, we're going to start with the inside, and then we're going to go to work our way to the outside. I'm going to start with green, and it doesn't matter which of the crossbars that you start with, but you are working on this bottom bar only. Start on one of the crossbars and attach your end piece to the crossbar. Give it a couple twists, and this is going to hold your wreath in place to keep it from moving around. Here we go. You're going to attach 3 of your chenille stems to this bottom row, and then you're going to attach to this crossbar, and then 3 crossbar, 3 crossbar, all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Add into there, give it a couple twists. So hold it in place, tilt it a little bit. Remember to make sure your puff piece is facing up. One, 2, and 3. And then the 4th one will be attached to the center bar. Couple good twists. Make sure you're pulling your pieces, your puff pieces out. You can do this per section, or you can get all the sections in and then do it. Either way, just depends on what works best for you. Complete the process all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. On the very last piece, you're going to attach it, kind of tuck that tail in to the best you can, and attach it to the same wire that the first piece is attached to, and just twist. Flip it over. Make sure that you are pulling your pieces apart, not apart, but unfluffing them or poofing them out. And you can see the ones that are tucked inside of each other, or tucked inside of themselves, that need to be pulled apart. Okay, the next step we're going to take and attach the lavender. And when we attach the lavender, you're going to use this bar, the first bar and the second bar, but we're going to attach it right here in this corner to start with, and then you're going to work inside these bars, kind of rotating in between the green. Attach it at the crossbar, give it a couple twists, and you can just kind of tuck that tail in. And the same as before, 3, only this time we're going on the center bars. Instead of just the one bar, we're going on both bars. You want 4 couple twists. You grab it, you just give it a couple twists. That's 2. Make sure you turn it so that your puff piece fits in the way it needs to. The further up we go, the more tricky this is going to become. Got 1, 2, 3. And now we go into the crossbar. At this point, I wouldn't worry too much about puffing these out just yet, because we are going to be adding white, pink, and then another row of the green. Repeat the process. When you get to the next row, the white, you're going to put the white on the 3rd and the 2nd bar, and you're going to attach them through here, through this bar. Attach your first one here. In the center bar, you're not going to cross it. You're just going to put it on the center bar, and you're going to do 3, and then on the center bar 3. The pink you will attach at this crossbar 3, attach to the crossbar 3, and then last you'll do the green, which you'll attach here and work only on this end. So when you get done, you will have green on the first one, lavender on purple and the second one, white on the 2nd and 3rd, pink on the 3rd and 4th, and then green only on the 4th. Go ahead and attach all of your deco mesh, and then meet me back here when you are done. As it sometimes happens, what we envision does not always work out quite the way we expect it to. I have my green, I have my lavender, I have my white, and I have my pink. What I did not make it to was the second layer of the green, because it would have disappeared into the abyss, so to speak. But as I'm working on it, I'm noticing to me, it needs more. This is not what I envisioned. It's still cute. Don't get me wrong. It's still cute, but it's not what I envisioned. I wanted it to represent springtime, which color-wise it does. It reminds me of the lilies, the really colorful lilies. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're lilies. So what I've decided to do was create my own centerpiece. And step 3, create centerpiece. And this is a cake plate, so to speak. It's a cake circle. I use them for different projects, different crafting projects. I think the last time I used some of these, I was making a diaper cake. But I had some laying around, so I grabbed one, punched holes using my Cricut tool. I'm not really sure what tool that's called. I think it's a weeding tool, but I used it to punch holes. Use my floral wire to run through so I can connect it to my wreath. And then I am going to use floral, to create a centerpiece. Adapting to every situation. To attach this, I'm actually going to attach it with a white on the back side, because it's got a smooth texture to it, so I'm not sure how well hot glue will stick to it. So I'm going to have the hot glue stick to the cardboard part. To attach it, all you're going to do is weave your floral wire through a couple of your rows. Pull it so that comes down like this. And give it a few twists. It's okay that there's a lot left over, because we can cut that off. go to the opposite side because I do want these to be sort of centered. Using the bottom one, go through a couple of your rows, pull it tight, not too tight, but pull it tight, and then twist. And then work your way around doing the same thing. Using the bottom one, go through the first 2 rows. I'm going to pull it tight, but not too tight. Before I twist that, I'm going to go ahead and do this side as well. Just like that. And then twist. Once you have 4 of the sides, like here and here, set, the rest of them you should be able to just twist without it moving, as long as you don't pull too tightly. Test it before you cut any of them off. Just take your wire cutters, snip, and bend down. Now that I have those on there, this is where putting the floral in place is going to happen. So I want to put this in the center, and I'm going to use hot glue to do this. As much in the center as I can get it. And then you're going to surround it with the little flowers. Add your hot glue, set it in there. You can add baby's breath if you want. Kind of play around with it a little bit before you hot glue them to make sure that you like where they're going. Add a little bit of hot glue to the ends and then just stick it back in there. The petals will help hold them up until they dry or cool. Now, I could stop there, or I could add some carnations by just poking them through. These I would not worry about actually putting hot glue on these because you can always change them out later. Had I gone to the store and actually bought floral for this, I probably wouldn't have went with the carnations, although the colors are pretty for the for this wreath, but I probably would have went with a type of lilies, because I think that would have matched the colors better. I also have little, I think that might in turn be a little too much, maybe. And these are small enough that they can fit through the little pieces of the Deco mesh. The little holes. And you have a floral or a springtime wreath. You can also add different flowers, smaller flowers, bigger flowers. You can do a different centerpiece. When it comes to wreaths, the beauty is that you can do so much more with them, but this is my adapting to the situation that the wreath was not coming out how I envisioned it, but I still think it's very pretty because it's floral. It's got the beautiful floral colors to it. It's got like the light pastel colors, but also the rose colors. And I just like these kind of colors, the really pretty, bright, springy kind of colors. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I know that you noticed that my wreath is a little different than what you last saw it. The more I looked at it with the carnations, don't get me wrong, it was very beautiful. I thought it was very pretty. But the more I looked at it, it just was not vibing really well with me. I wanted spring, but I didn't want too much over the top, say. So, yet again, I did a little bit of adapting and changed it up by putting still floral around it, but some smaller florals. They, to me, and you may not agree with me, and that's okay, but to me, they really match the colors a little bit better with the center of it. Um, and it's not overbearing. It doesn't feel like the flowers in the outer part of the wreath is really taking away from the center or the wreath itself. I like it. I like it a lot better than I liked with the carnations, even though I thought that was cute too. But this one I like better. Comment below and let me know which one was your favorite. As always, remember, keep crafting your best life.